This is the graham shake, too.
It is. Yeah. There's
All right, very good. Right here, guys.
She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me
Sure,
don't
go for it.
be alone.
Great.
That's the way it should be.
Let's start with the 1986 Indy 500 winner and three-time champion Bobby Rahal. Bobby, of course, bringing lunch along with him. We also have the Senior Vice President of Marketing for Steak and Shake, Jim Flaniken, to join us here as well. And obviously, you'll understand what we're going to be doing here today. Jim?
Rob, it's a big day for us in announcing that Steak and Shake is going to come back and rejoin with us in the 2016 season. It was frankly about last year, I think February, March, when we got together with them. It happened very late, and I think they brought us luck because once they came on the car, all of a sudden, we started doing some pretty good things, and we're really pleased to have them back. Great company, great people, great products, I should say, and especially the milkshakes. And as I say, to bring a company like this into the sport, last year I think was a real success story for us, and to have them come back, we did a lot of great things together, and I think now with a little more time, we can do even better things. So we're looking forward to 2016.
Great. One being in Ohio, obviously, was special, given Bobby's sister there. And having so many podium wins.
Steak and Shake.
Well, I think it starts with the team itself. Obviously, Bobby being an icon of racing, David Letterman, icon of television, late night television, and then of course Graham Rahal, who represents our brand so well. Just a great guy, not only a great racer. So that was really. It was almost like a no-brainer. We're an Indianapolis-based company. Obviously, Dave's our native son, and Bobby and RLL are based here in Indiana, in Brownsburg. So it was just it was a great connection, and glad we did it.
Fantastic. Bobby, this year's Indianapolis 500.
I got on there last year.
It did. I mean, I really think, although we'd had some strong performances prior to Steak and Shake coming on, but it's like once they came with us, all of a sudden everything just fell in place, and especially here at Indy, and then Mid-Ohio, of course, and some other races. So it was great showcasing them and having them on the side of our car.
It's such a natural fit with it being an Indianapolis company too.
It is, and of course the Midwest is really the core of their business. So going to Detroit, going to Mid-Ohio, here at Indy, I mean that's right in their backyard, so to speak, and so it was great. And of course they did some interesting, fun things here in town during, if you remember back in May, they had Graham, a picture of the car and Graham, wrapped around the restaurant. They were, of course, Dave was giving away milkshakes on his show, and it really was a lot of fun.
Let's talk about next year, 2006, you guys had last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think, last year, this time, we really didn't have much to go on, so we were really starting some new engineering, really starting from zero, from scratch, and then over the course of the year kept defining, where we wanted to go, and of course now, a year later, we're starting from a much better point, I think, in terms of our understanding of the car and what, Graham needs in the car, and so, and I'm pretty confident that Honda has done a very good job over the course of the off season. Excuse me. So, I'm pretty optimistic. I don't want to get too optimistic, but because it's still going to be tough. The competition is still going to be very, very keen. But I don't see why we shouldn't just start where we ended and be a factor in every race.
And the month of May, you had 2 cars.
Well, I've known Spencer for quite a while, and his father, and I like the way Spencer drives. He drives intelligently, I think. This year there were some races where he didn't maybe have the best car, best setup, and yet, kind of soldiered through and was patient when he had to be. And then when he had to win, he won. The last race, last two races, I guess, at Laguna. So I like that. He obviously drives with his brain. He's got a lot of talent, but he drives smart too. And in any cars, you need that. It's not just all about going fast. It's knowing how to go fast and when to go fast. And I think he'll do a great job.
Last question. The Indy obviously 100 running up the Indy 500.
Well, I think it's hard to imagine that winning any 500 would be more special than any other. But the 100th, that's pretty cool. And that's something that. I won the 70th, but that doesn't quite have the same ring as the 100th, and so that'd be pretty cool. And I think, we're going to do our darndest to try to make that happen.
Thank you, Bob. Jake and Rahal.
Well, it came together pretty quickly. I think we signed the deal in late March or early April, so we had a whopping 5 weeks to prepare. So we're sort of excited to have a bit more time this year. But it really started because with David Letterman being here from Indianapolis, being a huge Steak and Shake fan. Bobby's a huge Steak and Shake fan. Graham's a huge Steak and Shake fan. So that part of it, is a good start when you have people that are genuinely behind the brand. But we met with their team and just knew it was a first-class operation, and felt it would be a really good partnership, that they would bring a lot to the table in our first year as a sponsor.
You activated really well, I'm assuming?
We have lots of plans for this coming year. Like I said earlier, we didn't have a whole lot of time to plan this year, and yet we worked really hard with RLL and came together quickly to activate the brand as much as possible. This year, fortunately, we'll be able to start in St. Pete, whereas last year we weren't because of the timing. And Florida is a huge market for us. We have over 80 restaurants there. St. Pete, Tampa is a heavy concentration of those stores, so have a great fan base there. There's a great IndyCar fan base there, and we'll be able to start off the season by activating the brand with that race. And then we'll be able to bookend it out in Sonoma, an area where we're not heavily penetrated, but where we're expanding. So we have some stores that have opened recently, including Santa Monica, Victorville, California, but this will really give us an opportunity to bring the brand exposure out there.
Being in Victorville is pretty iconic.
It is iconic, very historic, and we're just glad we're going to be a part of the greatest spectacle in racing. Last year there were so many exciting things that we did out there in advance of the Indy 500, and to have more time to plan this year and come up with even more special events for the fans, I think is going to be quite exciting and be part of something very historical.
Great. Thank you.